Hi everybody, this is Nancy and I'm hooked on crochet. How you all doing? Sorry I took so long to come back. I didn't have a lot to tell you and I finally completed a couple of projects, so I figured I was overdue. So tell me what you're making it lately. So I was just going crazy the last few weeks, like the last month I should say, back and forth to Hobby Lobby, and I think I'm done. The last time I went there, I didn't buy any yarn. So I think that's a good sign. And anyway, so I've been busy doing different, little projects, and I'm trying to use yarn that I keep saying I'm going to use yarn I bought last year at Hobby Lobby. And I didn't. I did and I didn't. I think my next project is going to be that yarn. But here I did make another one of these, and I did link the tutorial. This is, the little cowl that you wear over your shoulder. I mean, like a little poncho. It's like a mini poncho. And I had made one already. And it's not that heavy, so it's like, you could do any color you like. And it has a little drawstring because it starts out a little wider on the top. And you could even make pom-poms. So that was one thing I made, and doesn't take long to make at all. Like I usually started it at night, while I was watching TV, and then picked it up in the morning. Sometimes I crochet in the morning for a little while, and I knocked it off in the morning. So it's kind of like a 4-hour type of a project. 3 or 4 hours, something like that. Yeah, I got a new friend. One of the last times I went to Hobby Lobby, I used the coupon and I bought the model. So I don't have to wear the hat. So what happened was, I had this yarn that I found at it's Ice Yarns. It was a chunky that I found at the Salvation Army. It was all wrapped up in the plastic, brand new yarn. And I didn't know what to make with it. I decided I'm going to make a hat. And I remembered about a really easy tutorial. And she said she used like number 5 yarn. And it said it was a number 5 yarn. So I went to make the hat and it was coming out tremendous. So I think it wasn't really a 6. It just wasn't, maybe it was the hook size. Anyway, so I didn't really like how this part was coming out. It's like a little funky, the colors. See? So it fits me okay. I did try it on actually. But I let my friend here, I don't know what to call her. What should I call her? Call her Bobby. Well, Bobby's wearing it, so I don't have to because it's too hot in Florida. And then I made something to match. Okay, 1 minute. All right, you could stay there. So I made this infinity scarf, which I thought came out a lot nicer than the hat. See? And it could be wrapped around twice, or you could just wear it around your neck like this, and then tuck it in your coat, like if you're in the cold. Like I live in Florida, but I got family up north. So I like the way this came out, and this was all single crochet. And here I got the tutorial on the screen so I can tell you the name of it. So this is Crochet Chunky Granite Infinity Scarf Tutorial. That's what it's called. And her name is not Phanessa, but it's with PH. Phanessa. And I'm trying to see the name. Okay, 1 second. I'm trying to get her name, but then a commercial came on. Okay. I'm gonna skip it. Nope, it went to the next video. Yeah, it's called Designs by Phanessa. Sort of like Vanessa, but with PH, like Phanessa. And she's got a picture of a child wearing it, but it's really an adult size infinity scarf. She's got her kid wearing the scarf. So I do like how this came out. I would make this again. It was easy. And the hat, I still have enough yarn to make another hat, and I still have another colorway of this kind of yarn. So maybe I'll find a better hat to make. Maybe I'll do a granny stitch hat. I saw that Pamela, she made a granny stitch scarf and a hat, and I liked how that looked. I might try that. So that's, and then I touched up the sweater that I made my grandson. It was, I had made it with the Ferris wheel yarn. So it had been, like his neck was showing too much, so I added like another row of, I think I did another row of double crochet, but I had to go all the way around from like here. I mean, I like how it turned out. I did tweak the tutorial a lot, so, you know, the buttonholes came out good. And wherever it wasn't totally perfect, kind of like gets covered up by, you know, adding all those rows going around the top. And he likes it. So he'll definitely be wearing it this winter when we get our little tiny cold spell here in South Florida. It doesn't really get cold here, you know. Here, I did make a couple of baby blankets. I'll show you which one I made. Actually, I made this. I made another Call the Midwife. I'm sure you've seen it before. I've made two before. And when I went to the baby shower, I made one in like a minty green color for my friend's daughter. One of her girlfriends was expecting, and she was having a girl, and she was like, could you make me one in pink? Now, I heard she's in the hospital, and she had her baby. So I finally got around to making it. So I told my friend's daughter, you know, ask your friend if she still wants to buy it. And I sent her a picture, and it came out nice. And because it's for a girl, I made the border a little bit fancier. See? And I had bought a big skein of, I think it was Pound of Love. It was at Joann's a while back. I paid like $6 after the 40% off. So I used almost the whole thing. So almost, it was over 1,000 yards. So I definitely used 1,000 yards on this. Came out really good. It's really easy. I want to make, there's one that you could put the butterfly design in there. So that would be cool to make too. So it came out really nice. The border came out really nice. And here's the corner. This is the correct side. Wait, I'm showing you the wrong side. See? This is the better side. This way. It's really pretty, and it's not super heavy because it's like a 3. I think it might be a light 4 yarn. Anyway, so that was one blanket. And then I had all this yarn from AC Moore, and I bought a lot of it. It was on clearance when they were closing. So I didn't know what to make with it. I liked the colors. Here, I'll show you kind of how it looked in a skein. I do have a skein here. Hold on a minute. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Oh, I'm not sure where to hit the pause button, so I'm not gonna. So this was Stitch Studio by Nicole Storybook Fanfare. So I still have a bunch of them. And I'm actually making a different baby blanket with the same yarn. I just didn't want to make, I just had enough of this blanket. I stopped at about, it's 30 inches square. And it's called the Beautiful Shell Blanket. And I'm going to have to find the tutorial, and I'll put it below. Okay, 1 second. See? And it has like 4 different colors in it. It's hard to see. And there's a little bit of this color, and this was Karen Simply Soft, but I didn't have the exact yarn in a solid. And I didn't want to mix 2 different, I figured on the edge it was okay to go a little bit heavy, like a heavier yarn. Because I would have done, let's say, a few rows of variegated, a few rows of solid if I had the exact yarn. I didn't want to experiment. It's a lot of work, so definitely it wasn't difficult, but it was because I used a smaller hook, it took longer. So now I'm using the same yarn and I went up a hook, like a whole size, not just a half. But I think I used a 4.5 millimeter hook. Yeah, that's what I used on that. And so it's 30 inches square. Okay, so that's 2 baby blankets, and a affinity scarf, and a hat, and whatever. And then I started another blanket with the same yarn. I don't know why. I decided to do the Drunken Granny. So it's going to be a rectangle instead of a square. I don't know. You can see the stitches. It doesn't really look like. I think this yarn looks better than the Drunken Granny did on the tutorial. Whoop, that's here and there. I had to change colors. And then I think I had one spot, which I hate when that happens, where you get like a knot. So, of course, I still have to tie in the ends. Anyway, so that's what I'm working on. It's about halfway there, at least. Maybe slightly more than halfway. So, that's all. I keep saying I'm going to try to use some of my older yarn, or the yarn I bought at Hobby Lobby last year. I did use some of it. I still have some left. I still have some sugar wheel in the acrylic type. I still have a couple of colors of that. I didn't use all the ones I picked up last year, but I did use a lot of it. So that's all. It's just, you know, you hate to keep buying and then you have stuff that's sitting there from the year before. So I have a lot of choices. The other day I went into a group and somebody was looking for some yarn because they didn't buy enough, and it was a mainstay, you know, like they just put new mainstay labels, and they're all like, they went up to $2.50 instead of $1.99. And this girl couldn't find the color she needed, so I had 2 of them. So I sent it, like, you know, she paid for it, but I sent it to her. She was very, very happy. So it was nice to, that's what you do in the yarny communities, you help one another. So I helped her so she could finish her blanket. And I said I didn't really have anything, you know, specific, you know, planned for that yarn. So, and I have enough yarn. I could keep busy for a long time before I even maybe think about it. I had maybe I figured I could always buy another. It was like a gold yellow color. I could always buy another yellow. Doesn't matter. I have some other yellows. That's all. Anyway, so tell me what you've been up to. Hope everybody's feeling well. I'm doing good. I did go to the doctor today to see my cardiologist. I had my yearly checkup, so it's been almost 2 years since my heart surgery, and he seemed really pleased with me. I had lost 30 pounds, and you know, he listened and sounded good, and I don't have to go back till next year. So I'm happy. I still take some medication, which keeps things, you know, a little blood pressure type medication, keeps things good. And I'm happy that's behind me. The bad memories of that is fading. You know, that's all. But hope everybody's healthy and not getting COVID. And I'm hoping that things are going to start to open up more soon. I recently went back to Walmart, and they had closed. My Walmart has 2 entrances, and they had closed one of the entrances, and it was like everybody was trying to park at the far end of the parking lot, like near the garden center, because that entrance was open and not the other one. And now both of them are open, so now I'm parking. I kept parking at the other side and walking close to the front of the store anyway. But I'm hoping eventually, you know, things are going to get better. Maybe we get back to some form of normal. You know, I'm hoping someday we won't need to wear a mask. But I'm still wearing them, of course. We have to here. You can't go shopping here without wearing it. There's every store in my area in the Broward County in Florida, you have to wear a mask to go shopping. And sometimes, I was so hot today shopping with the darn thing. Anyway, so that's all that's going on. It's been like 2 weeks, you know. I mean, in between, I'm doing my babysitting for the little guy, and not, not a lot of anything else. Just in and out of Hobby Lobby here and there. Yesterday, I accidentally, my car was dead, and what happened was it rained, and I put my lights on, and I put my windshield wipers on, but I don't have like lights that when you shut your car, the lights shut off unless you lock the door. My locks don't automatically lock, which, I kind of like that because I don't really want to get locked out of my car. But I kind of killed my battery. So my husband, he did end up helping me, by giving me a boost. But we had some problems. He tried to give me the boost, and he was like fiddling around with the battery, and then the alarm went off, and my horn wouldn't stop blowing. So then I don't have AAA anymore, but I have something through the insurance company. And so I called them, and then they didn't text me to tell me when they were coming for like over half an hour. So then eventually he went back out there, and he got it done. So then I canceled, and then I had to so I didn't get to go to any stores yesterday. So then I ended up just driving the car around to like charge up the battery. And then eventually I went and picked up my grandson from school. So I got to be extra careful. Plus, I've been having trouble with the button pusher thing, like that locks the door. Sometimes sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So I don't know what happened, but I don't like when I get in my car and it doesn't start. I mean, the car is fine. It's just, I screwed up. Anyway, so that's what happened yesterday. Today, today I did the doctor, and then I mailed some yarn to this girl that needed yarn from one of my groups. She needed yarn to finish a blanket, and I had it. So I made up a deal with her, and she bought the yarn. It was from that Mainstays, and they kind of discontinued a bunch of colors, and she was in the middle of making a blanket. Couldn't find the color. It was color gold. It was a nice color, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it anyway, so that's the story with that. And she said she was really happy that I just happened to be looking at that yarn. I knew exactly where it was. So that's all. I mean, that must be a pain when you get stuck and you can't find the yarn you need, That's why I think people buy sometimes a lot. Like I wasn't going to go to Hobby Lobby and just buy one skein of this and one skein of that. I bought enough that I can make a project, and hopefully it's enough. Like I did go to a different Hobby Lobby that's further from me the other day, and I saw a few of the other yarns that I had purchased at the one near my house, and I grabbed them. There was like 3 of one and 3 of another. This way I figured if I want to make a bigger project, I could. So I got some extra yarn, so just more of the same stuff. That's all. So that's the story. Done with the shopping for now. I did buy some, I forgot, I left it in the car. I bought some like little beads with numbers on them, so maybe I'll make some stitch markers like with the numbers so that you remember what hook you're using, that type of thing. I don't go by the letters. Tell me, do you go by the letters of your hooks or the numbers? I need to learn how to know that, let's say if I use a 5.5, what kind of hook it is. Like it might be a K, K might be 6.5, I don't even know. I go by the numbers. Some people I think go by the letters and some people know both. So what do you know? That's all. And that's about it. I don't really have a lot to talk about. So I think, I'm not sure if I said thank you. I meant to say thanks again for everybody that subscribed. I know I got a few new people recently, as well as I appreciate everybody that comes all the time, or people that come once in a while, and anybody just stops in to see what my channel's about. It's about crocheting, buying yarn. Like I said to somebody today, it's the 2 addictions. The one is the crochet, and the other one's the buying the yarn. So that's the story. And it's late, so I'm gonna get working on. I'm testing out my phone. I'm trying to videotape this video with my phone instead of my laptop because my husband said my videos look dark. And I do have a program, and I'm going to see if I could do anything to make my videos look special. So I'm going to play around with it after I'm done. So maybe I'll get this up tomorrow. So this is Wednesday, September 16th, 2020. So 2020 doesn't have to be a totally bad year. Actually, my son and his girlfriend got engaged, and we're excited about that. And one of my friends, her son and daughter, daughter-in-law are having a baby this year, so they're having some good stuff. Well, she's had her share of bad. I'm just saying, you know, everybody keeps saying 2020 is a terrible year, but some people have good things happening despite all this negativity of the virus, you know. Well, I hope you're all healthy, and tell me what you're making, and that's all. And I'm so happy to be here to talk to you about crocheting and what I like to make and what I've made and what I might be making. All right, friends. I'll try to come back sooner next time. Okay? Take care. Have a great day.